This NERF Ultra Amp hits over 220 FPS. It is the strongest flywheel blaster that I currently have in my possession, and that is several magnitudes stronger than your standard NERF blaster. In fact, it's over twice as strong as the stock NERF Ultra Amp itself. But to explain how this thing came into existence, we gotta start with a stock one. I bought this literally just for the stock, but I'm never gonna have another chance to talk about it, so let's do just that. Yes, another box from Amazon Basics that, well, this is the only way you can get this blaster is through Amazon Basics. Not the Ultra Amp, but this specific special Ultra Amp that came with a stock, which is the only reason I spent like $40-something on it. But it does also come with the new paint scheme on it, which looks really good. And also comes with ultra pinpoint darts, and well, we gotta see how that turns out with this thing. Oh, it's got a little spot for a magazine in the stock. I didn't know that. Well, that makes my purchase seemingly less worthwhile when it comes to the better one, but man, that seriously doesn't even look like it belongs there, but it looks really cool. Ooh. It's really comfortable, kinda. I say comfortable, it's like it's the perfect length, but this geometry right here is not the best, I'll put it that way. So yes, this is your typical standard NERF Ultra Amp. This one's called the Focus. It's an Amazon exclusive. I'll have a link down in the description if you want to pick one up yourself, which you may want to, because it does come with ultra pinpoint darts, and ultra pinpoint darts are much better than your typical ultra dart. Ultra darts kind of suck, ultra pinpoint darts not so much, at least that's what I'm hoping to show you today. Editing Walcom here. I was just actually doing this video and found out that it's the Amazon deal of the day for the NERF Ultra Amp, at least for October 19th, 2021. So if you want to help the channel out, that affiliate link down below will not only give me a kickback when you buy one, but you'll get one for like 30 bucks, which is a pretty substantial deal for a pretty okay blaster that has a very bright future if you want to dump some more money and time into it. And yet, it only comes with a single magazine. Has magazine storage in the stock, only comes with one mag. This is the Ultra Pinpoint Dart. It's much different than your standard NERF Ultra or Ultra Screamer dart. It's got a flat head, a silver body, and is much better than those. In fact, this is actually usable as a NERF ammo type as opposed to the original NERF Ultra. It does come with 10 darts, the magazine, the blaster, and the stock. And of course, this being a flywheel blaster, we now have to put batteries in it. Thank you. It is the 6 AA's, the ones that I'll probably never be able to get back out of this blaster. Oh gosh. And oh my god, that's what a stock NERF Ultra Amp sounds like? I already forgot. Not bad though. I mean, it's not a high performance powerhouse, but that geared trigger is really nice on this thing. It's really snappy and feels good. So you've got a typical NERF standard end strike attachment point for a stock on the back of it, which it comes with a special stock, which does actually hold a spare NERF Ultra mag, which is pretty tactical, because then you can just go like that and be ready for more action. Unfortunately, it only comes with a single mag. Bad Hasbro. Of course, uses standard NERF Ultra mags, which there's like 3 blasters, the Amp, the Select, and the Pharaoh that uses this mag right now. It's got an integrated foregrip, which is very comfortable. It's got an integrated sight at the front of it, which does have a lens on it, although this one is really foggy and nearly impossible to see out of, so I don't think you're gonna be using that. And a NERF End Strike tactical rail up at the front, to which he obviously means the rear. Battery door, jam clearing door, sling attachment point up here. Stock has a sling attachment point right there. Another blaster sling attachment point right there. Rev trigger, firing trigger, and mag release in front of the firing trigger, which is honestly not the greatest place for one, but it does work okay with the NERF Ultra Amp. Differences between the original NERF Ultra Amp. The differences between the original NERF Ultra Amp and the Ultra Amp Focus is really just this cool design on the side of it and the fact that the Ultra is in red. That's everything for this. I'm gonna take the stock off of it now because the whole reason I bought this blaster was to put the stock on this Ultra Amp. Now, I know I ask for your support all the time, but I'm gonna tell you straight up front, this was built for me by KuryKafe from KuryKafe, an Etsy store that sells amazing Nerf aftermarket parts. Barrels and flywheels specifically, as well as 3D printed stuffs. They sent this to me months ago, and I just never got around to doing the video, and it wasn't because this thing was bad. It's actually bad, like the good kind of bad, and I feel absolutely horrible for it. So, if you are impressed by what this blaster has to offer, I implore you, please go to KuryKafe. I'll have a link in the description below. Buy the stuff, make them sell out of things, and please help them not regret sending this off to me because they built this. So what is this? Well, it's clearly an Ultra Amp, but it's had some changes. First, it's no longer shooting Nerf Ultra darts. In fact, now it uses typical Talon mags. You can get this beautiful pink color from foamblastshop.com. Thank you very much for sending me these magazines, Michelle and Adriana, which means this thing's now chambered for short darts, which are by far the superior dart, and if you don't know why, I'll have a video explaining that. I have a video coming out very soon that will explain everything you need to know on why these darts are better. And as you can plainly see on the side of it, the side has been cut out. That was to fit more motors. Specifically, now this is dual stage, not just 2 flywheels like the original amp, but 4 flywheels, and the wheels have been replaced by KuryKafe's Pulsar wheel, which is a new mini wheel design that they came up with that is absolutely amazing because a dual stage of them in this blaster, again, hits over 220 FPS. And of course, instead of running off AA batteries, it now runs off a 3S LiPo. But everything else is the same, except for obviously the pusher, which has also been extended, and the Dart DRM lock has been removed, so it works every single time you pull the trigger. And you're gonna wanna pull that trigger because, again, the NERF Ultra Amp has a really snappy, nice trigger. And that's one of the reasons why, even though you may have a Strife and you want to put this in a Strife, the Ultra Amp gives you a lot of things to love. This thing feels good in the hands, and most importantly, that trigger pull is really, really good. Yes, the kit from KuryKafe for the Ultra Amp is kind of expensive. I agree with that. However, the performance you get is absolutely no joke. But also, if you're going to buy the full kit from KuryKafe, you're still going to need to source motors, and you're still going to need to source wire and all the other things that you would need for a standard electrical mod. But of course, now we must compare the original or Focus NERF Ultra Amp versus one that's absolutely going to leave it in the dumpster. A totally fair comparison. So, up first, your typical NERF Ultra Amp. This one being, of course, the Focus one. So at maximum rev up, you do get a pretty decent number of over 100, but with rapid fire, that number quickly drops because the motors get bogged down. And now the amped up amp from KuryKafe. Yeah, I shouldn't have to really even point out the difference. Not only did that thing absolutely scream, but it did not care how fast you were pretty much pulling the trigger, and that rev up time was practically instant. A much, much stronger and better blaster that shoots a far superior ammo type. Here's a stock Ultra Amp with the Pinpoint Ultra darts. I'm gonna do 5 shots fully revved flat, and then 5 shots fully revved with an optimal angle. So that was actually pretty decent. Those darts seemed to go straight and they didn't have any actual issues flying. Now let's give them a little bit of an angle. And we're out. And I can tell you that is a very much good... All right, I can tell you that is very much a welcome sight from NERF Ultra. All the darts pretty much go exactly where you want them to, and Stock Nerf with a pretty big dart, hitting over 75 feet with a little bit of an angle. That's not too bad in my opinion. They just need to make the NERF Ultra pinpoint darts a little bit easier to get your hands on in massive quantities because they're the only NERF Ultra dart worth getting. And now I fully expect with the amped up NERF Ultra Amp that we're gonna have to walk the camera out there so you can see exactly where the darts land. This is gonna be nasty. So flat, those shots are kissing 100 feet, anywhere from like, I'd say 80 to 100 right there. With a little bit of angle, it's probably gonna clear our range here, but let's see what happens. Well, thankfully, it looks like they lost their velocity really quick, so let's walk it out there and see what the results are. That's the 25-foot line. Here is the 50-foot line, and here's where most of our flat shots from NERF Ultra landed up. Some of them bounced a little bit farther. As we go towards the 75-foot line, we got a lot more shots from the NERF Ultra. But as we pass that 75-foot line, we start to see telltale signs of not NERF Ultra. These are the darts that I shot with the amped up amp. As we go farther, here's the 100-foot line. There's one right on the 100-foot line. And it goes even better. This is about 118 feet, I believe, is this concrete edge. And there's shots all the way up here. That is the farthest shot I can see, which is probably about 130 feet. So not bad at all. So, yeah, a little bit of a difference there. Now, to be completely fair, I actually was really impressed with how good the Ultra Amp Focus performed. I mean, it's still just a normal Ultra Amp. This one and the stock version of the other one are the same blaster. The difference is this one comes with the stock, comes with Ultra Pinpoint darts, and of course the details on the side are different, but they are overall the same blaster. And it performed really good. Honestly, you could use that in a Nerf war. Not maybe like a 150, 200 FPS one, but you can in fact use it and it would compete fairly well, especially with the much bigger NERF Ultra dart. Pretty impressive. The only thing not impressive is the price, because I think this was like $45. And really the only thing about it is it comes with a stock, and as far as I know, it's an Amazon exclusive in the US. Is it worth it to buy it for the stock? Not really, but if you're already planning on building the amped up or plus ultra amp, well, here's a ready-made option for you that comes with a nice stock, and hey, here's a shirt that you could buy that's plus ultra. Get it? Because it's like plus ultra. Makes sense? It's an anime reference. Buy it now in the link below. This thing is really flippin' good. Now, accuracy is not exactly a flywheeler's strong point, but it performed pretty decently with the cut-down dart zone max darts, or as we call them, chili darts. 220 to 230 FPS is no joke whatsoever, and that trigger pull means you can snap off shots very quickly. I'm not gonna pretend this isn't a very expensive build. However, if you need a high-performance flywheeler, this is one of the few ways you're going to get one of those, and honestly, the build is not that hard at all if you have any basic flywheel modding experience. KuryKafe has really outdone themselves with the amped up amp, and I can't thank them enough for sending one of these off to me. Not very often do I get a blaster from somebody that hits the advertised ranges, if not exceeds them. So I highly recommend, if you're looking at getting a high-performance flywheeler, check out KuryKafe's Etsy down in the description below. Seriously, this hits harder than a brushless FDL. This hits harder than a lot of other blasters. And it's for a really cool, underappreciated blaster, in my opinion, that's really gonna stand out on the battlefield. Is that guy using NERF Ultra? Oh God. Plus, I mean, I really wanted the stock since it goes with the blaster anyway. There we go. But that's all I've got for you. I'm Walcom S7. Thank you very much for watching this video. Chances are if you got to the end, you like what I do here, so please hit like, get subscribed, ring the bell, click all notifications, satisfy the algorithmic beast so that the channel may grow and the hobby may grow. And of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different video.
You gotta